This video is not sponsored by Bang, but I drink it. If you like Bang, leave a like and comment down below. Today, folks, we are going to talk about your best photo. Over the course of the last 20 years, I have probably taken 300,000 photographs. I'm not going to sit here and say, and I've only had 10 really good ones. You know, I've had a lot of really good photographs. There's really very few. There's really very few that are your greatest. Like, okay, let's talk about this for a second. What makes an amazing photograph? Technically perfect? What's more important? Technically perfect? Perfectly framed, perfectly exposed, a perfect blend of colors or shadows or light, the perfect expression. What is it? You know, there's people that will edit their photos for literally hours. One photo. They will take it in Photoshop and they will block off pieces and parts of the photograph, and they will burn it, and they will dodge it, and they will caress it, and they will massage it. And they just keep doing this mundane, tedious, to make it absolutely a piece of work, a piece of art. I would never do that. I will never do that. Do I care less? Is that what that means? I care less? No. I think it means I don't think it's necessary. I don't think perfection is what defines a good photograph. I don't think my best photograph I've ever taken is extremely imperfect. I was in a little corner store in the ghetto, and I shot it. I was inside, and so the outside is completely blown out, but I had to expose for what I was taking a picture of inside, so it's going to blow out. There's no way around it. Especially in documentary, you know, you're not setting up the shot. You're taking something that is presented to you as fast as you can take it before it goes away, right? And as far as I'm concerned, when you're doing documentary stuff, you don't manipulate your photographs. You can edit them. You can bring in the contrast and bump up the, whatever. But you don't take things out. You don't change backgrounds. You don't remove things. It is what it is. It's photojournalism, in my opinion. My best photo is this photo. I want to show you. I've never shared it. Why? I'll tell you exactly why it is. This is exactly why it is. Because I don't think that anybody that comes across a photograph on Instagram really gives a crap. They scroll through hundreds of photos a day, and they double tap on some of them and they move on. I want you to be able to look at this photograph and be affected. And that's not going to happen on social media. It's not going to happen on Instagram or anything else. So that's why I never shared it. I want to share it today with you because, first of all, there's a couple of reasons. One, I get to give you a little bit of a backstory to it before I show it to you and kind of give you a sense of what makes it as powerful as it is. Because if you just look at it, not knowing anything, it may not be quite what it is to me. The photo means a lot to me because I know the situation. I know the circumstance that surrounds this photograph. And knowing the surroundings and then the environment, when I look at that photo, it affects me. Okay, it's 2017. I just recently, within the last few months, picked up a Fuji X100F. Okay. So there's this festival going on downtown Columbus. It's some art festival, I believe. Some kind of festival. And we're walking around and we're shooting. So later in the day, I was getting thirsty. I needed some water, and the the area we were in now was kind of a we'll call it shanty town. It was just kind of a rough neighborhood. People get killed in this neighborhood frequently, and so there's a lot of things going on outside. Over here, okay, so here's a picture of a few folks kind of chilling, a guy with his dog. And so I take a couple snaps of this, and then over here in the corner we got this guy. He's from the Middle East. He didn't really want his picture taken, so he's trying to cover his face up and everything. And then we go in, and obviously it doesn't look like it's dangerous, but the time of day and the amount of people that's around, it made it a lot less dangerous than going down there in the middle of the night or on some slower day where there's not a lot of eyeballs. But nevertheless, this was their neighborhood. This is the people, and they, if you know, you know. Kind of one of those things. So we go inside, and the inside of this place is very busy. I mean, it's like a very small little convenience store, but it is we're elbow to elbow. I ended up taking this photograph, which is a very interesting photograph, because if you look at it, the layers in this thing, and that lady popping her head around and looking right at me, that it makes the photo, man. I love that lady. But we got all this stuff going on. I'm surrounded by people that most of them are probably criminals, some drug addicts, some what have you. It's just the environment that I'm in. It's just a product of the environment. It's just what it is what it is, and I hold nothing against them. They are, like I said, they're all products of their environment, and Lord knows my past. And I certainly wasn't perfect. So I'm standing there, I'm in line, and I'm looking around, and all of a sudden I see this little girl amongst all this riffraff, and I take this snap. And I knew when I clicked the shutter, it was powerful. You may not think so, and that's fine with me. It isn't your best picture. It's mine. And it means something to me. And it always will. I actually submitted it into a photo contest today. I am not going to win. I did submit it with the story, a little story about it. I'm not going to win because they look for a different kind of perfection. Possibly. They may not. Maybe. When I shoot, not always, it's not always possible. But what I want more than anything while I'm out there on the streets is emotion. I think the image can be imperfect. It can be noisy. You can have blown out areas. It can be compositionally a wreck. But if there is a moment that you captured in time that speaks to you, that affects you in some way, then all the other technical stuff doesn't matter anymore. Photography is about story. My kind of photography. But that's what I love about it. I'm a storyteller. And if I can convey some kind of emotion and get a reaction and make you feel something by looking at a photograph, a still image, then I've done my job. Thank you.